Attention, attention, attention. This is the Townnet B of the day. I am your net controller, Team Net number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin.
Senior number 4, Lima Echo India.
Senior number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Okay, I have Lei and Sung checked in. Anyone else want to check in? Anyone else?
Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, Charlie Hotel Golf. Anyone else?
Senior number 2, Delta November Golf.
Okay, we got ding, 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 ding. Anyone else? Okay, one last call. This is the Town FB of the day. Anyone else want to check in? Please come now. Okay, let's begin. So today on Net A, we talked about Chinese, making it clear to everyone again that Samnonese is our lineage exclusive dialect. It is not like something outside and we bring it in. No, it's completely ours. So you can't find it outside. But we also talk about that the Samnonese is what we use to talk to the God. Okay, so spells and chanting and scriptures, when we talk to the God, we use Samnonese. Cantonese is what me, Kim Sa-Zon, Pe Sa-Zon speaks, and we grow up with that language. Okay, so the word, when put on paper, like when you write it out, it's the same word, but when you say it out, it's totally different sound. So that's what we call a dialect. In China, there's so many different village, province, and every part of the country has their own dialect. So if we're talking, sometimes it's like you go to the next village and you don't understand what they're saying because the way they talk is very different. But the words that we write is the same word. That's the funny side of the language. So there are like 200 something dialects in total. So crazy. But yeah, so when when people come in, like there's a newbie and they're not Chinese, when they try to like go Mandarin on me, it's very annoying. Like they go, 谢谢, it's like, what the hell? 你好. It's so weird, like when I listen to it, it sounds weird. Like their Chinese sounds weird. And I know they're not Chinese. Like, why can't you just speak English, right? So yeah. So when you're here learning, yeah, you don't need to go learn the Chinese language. There's no need to do that. We talk about like these spells and stuff. You just need to follow and make the sound and it will do the job. Okay, so yeah, some people have this fear in their mind, like, oh, but I don't know what I'm saying. What if someone like, just like I am actually saying something else, like, oh, please steal my luck or something, right? And then that will be a problem. No, it won't happen like that. Okay. Chung mentioned that this morning. No, it will not. Okay. What you need to know is like what the magic or the spell was intended for. Like, I'm doing this for space cleansing. Okay. It's only going to do that. Okay. It's not going to do something weird while you're like trying to cleanse your space and then turn out you're like inviting something else into your house. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. So when you know what your intention is, like why am I doing it, it will only go that way. Okay, so don't worry. Let's move on. Tia number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tinyet number 4, Lima Echo India. Yes, Ajahn, yeah, about the language thing, yeah, a lot of people be misunderstanding like Samolese, Chinese, like Cantonese and Mandarin. Yeah, that's quite common, and I've seen myself like people come in and sometimes they type something in Chinese and it's like nobody know what it is. Kind of know what it is, but they type it wrong and like yeah, like it's all in Mandarin. Like, what does it have to do with us? Yeah, um, yeah. For me, like yeah, I just focus more on that as well. Like I don't try to like learn the Chinese. Like I just watch KJ and I have subtitles. That's good enough. Like yes, a lot of misconception. Like you gotta become like a Chinese. Like 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 even like learning some Chinese words and stuff like that to be here. But yeah, it's wrong. Like this is like Taoism. It's kind of like here like we got all kind of race. We got black, white, Asian, Chinese. Like it's mixture. So yeah, a lot of people don't have to like feel like, oh, I have to be Chinese or Asian to be here. So yeah, that's pretty cool about here. Like yeah, like it's kind of like Taoism. It's kind of like a universal thing here, where like we do like as like it doesn't matter what race you are or what language you speak. Like it works all the same. Yeah. Tinya number 4, Lima Echo India.
Yeah, we bring out this point too. Even if you know Chinese, the Samnonese is still a challenge sometimes. Like that Hong, right? He knows Mandarin and he knows Cantonese, and he said Samnonese is challenging because now you don't know like which version of the word are you speaking. It's kind of like hard to tell which one is which. And what he does is like just like you guys, he listened to the MP3, tag along, and keep chanting along with the MP3, and eventually that's how he learned it. So it's like kind of fair. No matter you know it or not, you still need to go through the same way to learn, which is tag along, and it's very humbling because you can't be like, oh, I'm good at that language already, and then you feel like you have a head start or something. It doesn't work. You still need to like slowly get there. And think about it, like I know Cantonese, right? I still need to learn the Samronese from scratch. Like I went through that process of grinding and grinding. It's not that easy. But you know what? After so many years of Samronese, I can't go back to Cantonese chanting. It's like really different. Um, and this morning I demo some difference between the two, and the Cantonese actually doesn't really sound good. It sounds kind of like sharp, yeah, harsh. But yeah, So let's move on. TN number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, I remember when I first joined, it was ordained. It was a bit of a mystery to me, and I didn't realize that it was a separate thing altogether. But you find out over time, and yeah, just get used to it. And you do get used to it, and some of the ways that it's written versus the way that it's said confused me at first. Particularly the keep you ring kind of thing, because the way it's spelled is different to the pronunciation, the sound of it. Yeah, I used to be the kind of person that would if I went to a Chinese restaurant, I'd say, try to just say, xie xie, ni hao, as if I'm impressing the people there. But now I realize that I'm just a customer, they don't really couldn't care less about that kind of thing. It's just my own little mind game going on. Thing about I was wondering about Samlonese. Is it is the main reason for it for the chanting purposes, or is it like I was wondering, I've had these thoughts just in the back of my head that maybe it's to do with like we have our own unique language which keeps it as a pure, dedicated thing that other people can't copy. It can't be used by other people outside of the lineage, really. So there's a power that comes with that. That's just an idea that I had. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, but that's kind of what I was feeling. Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Well, the Samlonese is only a way to speak it, right? So it's still Chinese. It's just that it's said differently. Well, one of the main reasons why it happened is when I got the teachings, these are like save marks, like they're like in a game, you have save point, and it saves a lot of the gems in there. So as long as you learn and follow the footsteps, it allows the disciple to connect and get those gems. So it's kind of like a way for the new generations to you just follow this and chant, and then you will be downloading the essence, right? Kind of like that. The next the second reason is like what we say, you go into the village and you follow their rules, right? So same thing here. You go into our lineage, you follow our language. So the disciple, no matter what background you have, you are kind of like surrendering yourself to the Tao, and you have to be humble to start over. Even Chinese, I don't care, start over. So that's the second reason. And thirdly, if you compare, like the Samlonese, it's a lot more simplified. Like a lot of the words in Cantonese, you have like 9 or more tones, and in Mandarin you have like 4 main tone, but it's also like said very differently. And when you use Samlonese, it's like all gather up into like one. So you might have like a different phonetics spelling for a lot of words that sounds almost alike. They fall in the same category, and they categorize it into one. So it's like you have 1,000, 2,000 or more words, and it become like 200, like very, very compact. And it makes it easy to learn, easier to chant. And if you do Samlonese chanting, like maybe throughout a few books, you get used to it and you see that there's a lot of repeats, right? There's lots of repeat, not the Chinese word, but the sound, right? Like hu, hua, the xiong, right? They appear everywhere and it's actually different words. So when you say it all the time, like you don't have to learn a lot of words. It's just the same spelling, right? So it makes everything kind of easier in the long run. Uh, let's move on. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenure number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. That analogy of coming to a village, which the lineage is a village and could be classified something like a village, makes a lot of sense, Sajwan, because you're coming into a different culture with a different language that has already been there. It's just a simulation, I suppose. Most people have these preconceived notions that, oh well, I know that this master Sajwan is Chinese. Maybe what he's speaking is Chinese, so I need to learn Chinese, and that's going to make it easier when, like you said, what we do here is outside of the norm and is outside of any type of reference point that any stranger could have. They don't really understand what it is until they come in. So people will come with their preconceived notions, thinking, oh yeah, it sounds like Chinese, it looks like Chinese. But once they start spending enough time, they realize, oh yeah, this is not actual Chinese, and what they're speaking is something completely different. And yeah, especially the language, like you said, we don't necessarily need to understand what we're saying because it's more for the goal to understand. It's kind of like coding. Like I don't read all the coding. I don't really care to memorize all of it. I mean, yeah, ChatGPT that could write a whole script for you for whatever you're trying to develop. You don't need to memorize, learn, or know any of that, and just copy and paste. So I think when it comes to that particular aspect of things, a lot of people have a hard time digesting it because they feel like, oh, it's magic, so I need to know what I'm saying. I don't want to be invoking or pulling up a demon or a spirit or blah, blah, blah. Because when we're talking about troops, I'm pretty sure people think is troops that we probably stole from a graveyard. I remember you said that like a while back, like a guy thought the troops that we have is fallen soldiers that we stole, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like hoodoo and voodoo. And a lot of other different religions that actually do that, like they go to the graveyard and try to steal spirits and capture them and carry out their bidding. You would find a lot of those things in also like in European Latin magic where they're summoning demons, and people who usually have an appreciation for magic on the whole would have that as a prerequisite, thinking, oh well, that is what they're probably doing here as well, when that is not what we do. That is not what we do whatsoever. So I could totally understand a lot of the misconceptions that people have and miseducation, especially with a lot of the propaganda that the CCP party in China has been promoting through their version of Taoism. Crazy stuff. Also, good day to my seniors and my juniors. Senior at number 2, Charlie Hotel, playing golf.
Those troops. Yeah. When I hear how they explain troops, it was kind of funny because it's like, hey, those people are dead for so long already. Do you speak the language they speak? No, seriously. Like you go back to 2,000 years ago, right? The Chinese that they speak is not the Chinese we speak. It's totally different. There was a YouTube video showing some Chinese speaking that is done in the Ming Dynasty. So yeah, quite a while, quite a long time ago, and I cannot understand anything. It sounds a little bit like Japanese. I don't know. Like it's totally not like Mandarin or Cantonese. It sounds so weird. Yeah, a lot of the more ancient dialect of Chinese, they don't really sound like the normal Chinese you hear today. So yeah, actually, when we say Chinese, the word Chinese it's actually like a very lately developed word. They were like um trying to refer to the Qin, the Qin, like I believe it was like from the French or something, and they go like Qin, Qin, and then Chinois and Chinese, and it become like that. So yeah, the Qin, well, not sure they're like really related to the last dynasty. The last dynasty is the Qing dynasty, right? If it's related to that, then it's like really recent. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Chinese, and then the actual name of China it doesn't match. Like if you translate the word for China to English, it should be like the central country, right? That's what it means. 中国, right? It's like the center country, the country in the center. That's what it's about. It's like that's the name, but yeah, it's weird. And then China, before this center country exists, it was like in all kinds of different names based on the ruler. So it was never like China, like one thing. It was never one thing. It was a lot of different countries fighting to see who win. So it's a mess. See, number 2, Delta November Golf.
Senior number 2, Delta November Golf. Greeting everyone on the net and Chajan Gichang. Yeah, Chajan, the Samlao, the language, the one right now we learn, is that they have the actual, like a province or city or village, or it just straight from the god in the GLT. I think that's my question. Back to you. Senior number 2, Delta November Golf.
Glad you asked. I thought you knew already. Well, let me repeat. Samnonis is exclusive. It's not taken from anything. So basically, it's like I'm chanting, I'm learning, and they change the word, and I copy, and then they just keep going back and forth, and then over like about two to 3 years, then we keep like editing the books, right? Like I have to manually type the books, the scriptures and everything, right? So as I do it, we kind of fine tune and polish many times, and eventually it becomes the thing today. We also changed the way how things are spelled a few times, and then I have to like go back to all the books and then change it again. It was so crazy, a lot of work. And then I learned something new because of that. I learned in Microsoft Word, you can actually do like a VBA script. It's kind of like Visual Basic Script, and it runs a macro, which is like automated work. And back then, like they don't have GPT, so I was like manually learning how to do it. And it was like, okay, find all these words and then do like all these words to replace. Like we changed the pinyin, right? The spelling. So there's like 20 different words that need to be changed. Oh shit. How do you do it? And then we have to like ask the word to search up all these and then change. So instead of like doing it one by one and then click next, right? It will be like so annoying. So we went through all that process to learn how to do the script, and then we just shove it in and get it done automatically. So like one click, there's like 20, 30 word being updated for the whole book. So yeah, it is not from any village. It is directly like me at the altar, doing stuff, learning, and then chanting, and then modified, like that. So yeah, some people will say it sounds a little bit like Taiwanese, a little bit like Hakka, a little bit like this and that, but it's not none of that. So yeah. Well, if you think it sounds like Cantonese or it sounds like Mandarin, then you try to compare, right? All you're gonna do is you're gonna confuse yourself even more. Just like Tin Hong, right? He know Cantonese and Mandarin, and he tried to chant and he tried to relate to what he know, and everything is a mess. So he's like, nah, forget it. Just follow the MP3, chant more, and then eventually you somehow one day magically you get it, right? So yeah. Tier number 4, Lima Echo. Blah, 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 blah. Wait. Anyone else want to check in? Anyone else want to check in? Okay, moving back to the top. Tier number 4, Lima Echo India.
Vignette number 4, Lima Echo India. Yes, John. Yeah, it's quite interesting how sometimes like when we do it, we're grabbing the essence. It's quite fascinating how we don't need to really know much of the word. Sometimes I can pick up like a meaning from here and there. I know all the god names and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I find that as well. Like a lot of the words, it kind of repeats. Like there's like sometimes I caught like one word, like who or another word, like the same word, the same pinyin with like the same but different meaning. So I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, and the Chinese word is like the same, but the pronunciation is the same, but the meaning is like different. There's like a lot of multiple of these. Yeah, so yeah, I thought like, oh, okay, there's no point in trying to make your own dictionary to that degree, because it's like, yeah, it'll get too confusing since a lot of the words repeat. And yeah, I was wondering, so just like said, you cultivate the ceremonies at the altar, like is it like is that the language like DOT people speak, or something just one of them? Vignette number 4, Lima Echo India.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, first of all, that brings up one thing that Hong was asking me the other day. He asked me about like the his question is what does the celestial medic god do? I'm like, he don't do anything. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, he don't do anything. It's you that make use of him and do, right? So it's funny because he asked that, and that leads to asking me like, how do I learn this stuff, right? And I said to him, well, you see, sometimes like even they teach, I can't get it yet. Like if someone is trying to go, let's say you know nothing about car, and someone's trying to talk to you about how to make a car from scratch. Like you will listen, but it's like all blurred out, you know. Like I don't get anything. So sometimes the teachings that come, like especially the medical ones or something more complicated that I'm not good at, and then they will come, yeah, but I don't get it, and then I just let it be, right? So what happened is you chant the celestial medic scripture, and when you chant, you're downloading the essence from that Yun San, right? So the Yun San of the celestial medic, right? So you're downloading that, and what happened is one day when you download enough, or just at that point, it's like ding, and then you suddenly kind of know what that stuff is, and then you can make a sense out of everything that you have heard in the past, and suddenly it makes sense. It's so weird that that moment is what people call enlightenment, but it's hard to explain. So I can tell you on this word here, I can tell you like those scriptures, when I just download them, I just type, I don't think. There's no thinking involved. Like I open the document and it just come. When I try, like I have did a test, I try to create a scripture myself. Okay. Like I try to like say, okay, I'm going to do a scripture on this, and it will have these structures, and I'm going to like talk about these topic. I try to make one myself, right? Oh my goodness, it was so hard. Like I tried a whole day, I couldn't get it done. It was like so hard. Like I'm fried. But when there are scriptures to download from a God, it's not like that. It's like I sit in front of the computer, okay, and they speak, I type, and I just go, and I just focus myself 100% on typing, and then I just know what to type, and it just come out, and then after like less than 1 hour, I'm done. Like the whole book done. It's crazy, right? It's like how can you do it so fast? I don't know. But the stuff that I type, like the whole scripture is there. I just make sure there's no typo, right? And that time I don't know what the scripture is saying. Like I have no idea what it say. Okay, I cultivate. I go chant. I go use it, and do the stuff. And then after a while, oh, I understand now. It's like boom, and then you got the knowledge right away. That's the power of the essence. It's like you don't need that teacher there because the teacher is in the Yunsan, right? You get the essence. It makes you like suddenly realize something. It's so powerful. So anyway, let me pass the mic. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, that process that you describe of downloading the scriptures. I mean, I think that's what everybody hopes that a scripture is really like. In all the religions, they've got their scriptures and their chants and things like that, and the people doing them are hoping that this is a genuine divine download revelation. It's not just made up by somebody. But I think how often are they just made up by people? But then again, probably the people are downloading some of them too. So that process, makes it authentic, I think, because as you said, you can't really make it up yourself, and it makes me want to go back and read all the scriptures or do some more scriptures because I'd like to get some of those downloads, just by chanting them, which you've made available for us, and yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff when you look at it like that. So yeah, it's a gift that we've been given in the lineage, and it's one that I think it's something that we don't really do on our own much. And I know you don't want us to go off and do our own things too much, but I guess each of us could have like a preference of, like someone might be drawn to the Celestial Medic scripture and another person might be drawn to the Celestial Masters scripture, and maybe there's because there's a bit of choice there in the lineage, people can find the scripture that calls to them, I guess. Back to you, Tin Yat number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
That is not wrong because there's so many topics. Tin Hong always wanted to learn the Celestial Medic one, so he was like, "Oh, whenever you talk about that, I'm so awake." But I think Lei would be like, "Oh, I want the hell one." So yeah, everyone is different, and of course, thanks to ChatGPT, I can kind of use ChatGPT to translate all of them. So before you read any scripture, make sure you kind of go through the translation part to get a general idea of what it's supposed to mean on the surface. But of course, it doesn't limit to that. Like when I was cultivating the Celestial Medic one, at first it looks like, for example, it's talking about, the Yunsan, go to the ghost altar, and then I know already, right? But as you chant more, it's like suddenly other things just come to you. It's so crazy. So when you do put the time in it, and when the God wants to give it to you, it's like a gift, to me. It's like suddenly you have knowledge that you never had before. And that's what's so crazy about it. And that knowledge was not written down. It's not like in words. It's invisible. It's like you chant this stuff and you get that stuff. It's so weird, you know. It's like you keep chanting apple, 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 and then suddenly you have like a banana come to you. It's kind of funny, but yeah. Um, the other thing that was it's funny is Lei was asking is Samnoni is a language that is like speak by the DLT people. Um, well, honestly, I don't know. Like I can't tell you an exact answer, but I can tell you Kim Saton said, yeah, it is. But I don't know well enough on Samnonese to tell you exactly how close we are because, like, from what I know, I'm not good enough to speak the language in Samnonese. It's not like I can, like, have a conversation with someone in Samnonese, Yeah, I can't really do that. They have a lot of what we call like how different people speak English, they have a style, like the UK, and then you have like, the Germany and Australian, they all speak English, but they kind of speak it in their own accent, maybe. Yeah. So I don't have enough of that from the Samnonese side. Like if Samnonese is a language in a province or something, right? I have not lived there enough to become talking like that. So I'm missing out a lot of slangs or word that they will use normally. So it's like, yeah, I can kind of chant, but not good enough to tell you how the original is. But yeah, it is a thing in the other world that they use as language. So yeah, tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. You said something that was very interesting, Sadran, earlier, that Sia Hong was asking about what does this particular celestial medic do? And he said, well, he doesn't do anything. It's more so what you could use or work with him to accomplish. And I think that was a very interesting concept because most people have this idea of a god as like an action hero. What features he have? What does he do? What could he accomplish? Just and as you said it gave me a very different perspective of how the god operates or how a god operates. Because like you said, like most people in different religions have this perspective that, oh yeah, there's a big man in the sky, he's gonna come down and save me. It's kind of like a victim mentality, like you're waiting for somebody to come and save you, instead of seeing you God as a partner or a helper or somebody who you all could accomplish a task with who have more power. And yeah, it kind of changed my mindset on things, which is very good because I'm starting to get a deeper understanding. And also the other day, I realized that the more I engage with my altar, the more I'm getting a sense of the characters of the gods and how they speak to me and the messages that they're trying to give me. So the more you interact and give your heart juice to the altar, I'm actually seeing how they will have ways to communicate with you. Like I had a situation the other day where I got up to do my morning greeting, and I think my alarm was on, and I usually have like a song playing to wake me up. And I asked God, well, is everyone ready? And I was like, nope. And I was like, all right, so why are you not ready? And I was like, well, do you want me to clean your altar first? Yeah, you could clean your altar, but then it just hit me. The alarm is making noise. I was like, is it because the alarm is making noise? It's like, yes, sing immediately. And as I was going through my morning greeting, and I reached the section where I would usually do the daily rites and sing the script, the opening and closing script, I was like, oh, that is why they didn't want the alarm playing, because it's going to distract me from the singing, and then I would have to stop and go and turn it off and blah, 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 blah. So it's like the God kind of saw ahead further than I could have seen. So yeah, it definitely makes sense once you invest the time and the hard juice to cultivate that relationship with your walls and your gods. Back to you. Turn at number 2, Charlie, Hotel Golf.
Oh, that is very good. You have improved. You're getting out of your churn mode. Like, oh, what happened? Panic, panic. Yeah, there's this very important part of learning in like Taoism. That doesn't only apply to our sect, okay? Other sects also have, which is like the teachings um, come in two parts. We say the yang si is like the human master in the yang in the D8, right? That's one source of learning. However, what is important is also the yam si, which is in D6, the gods, right? The gods that are there will teach you stuff. And if you don't learn those things, it's like there's a lot of things your master cannot teach you. So how do you know? Like, for example, you hold on a sword as a magic tool, and then you're trying to help someone to exorcise the crap out of them face to face. How do you know like how to use the sword, how to move, how to do this movement, how to use this and that? Like, it's really up to the god to teach you right on the spot when you're doing things. So your body will know what to do. Like, they will teach you, they will tell you to do this, try this, and then you will see things, and then it will come. Like, eventually you'll realize like that part is going to kick in. And that is what most people don't understand, because you don't get this from other things, right? Like, you're learning San Gong, a cultivation with the God, right? So if there's no God, you're just doing a performance. But we're not doing like a performance, like a dance, you know, like you're not doing that. You're interacting with the God, and the interaction is real. It's real time. Just like a while ago, I was doing that formation for Bear, right? You might have thought, oh, Satron know what he have to do already because he learned so much. So he just bring out whatever he know and duplicate the whole thing on Bear, and there you go. No, it was not. Okay, because the first thing I do is I go to the altar and I talk to the God and say what to do. Like, Bear has to go to Korea. What do I do? Do I, use food or whatever for her? I ask the God first, not think of it myself. And then the God led to the idea of, okay, use this as the rep. We're going to use the swords. And then we're going to like do this with the sword. This time we're going to make a change. And like all the stuff is new. Like the whole thing I do today is new. Like I don't even know about it. And it's like I learn a whole new lesson on how to use the tools. And it's the way my God teach me how to use it, and I see it working. So, hey, that's pretty good, And maybe next time it's change again, You keep building on experience. And then, you know what? One time when shit really happened, all those things in your toolbox, they will come up, and then you will know what to do, right? But if you don't have these, like, case study for you to learn new things from the God directly, you just follow like, oh, step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Your magic's not going anywhere. You're not really tasting the real side of magic yet. Tia number 2, Delta November Golf. 8.
Thing number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, Chajan, that's why it's very important to learn like case to case based on the situation and everything. So is that the God is guiding us right through all the process, and then we suddenly know what to do because the God like guiding us, show us the direction. So that's why it's very important everything we do. So we need to have the good relationship and communicate with God, and so He can show us the direction, even though there's a new or something, but it's within our intention and our mind, we know what to do. So is that Is that what you mean by that? The one you spoke earlier. Back to you, net control. Tingkat tambah 2 Delta November Golf.
Okay, so a disciple need to learn from me directly. Okay, so it gives you like a foundation and knowledge and like some basics, right? Like you can't just like go wild on your own because you don't even know what that thing is. So you have to have the knowledge from me. But as you mature, like for example, a newbie might thought that, oh, the wooden sword is like how you see in the movie. You know, you go and kill the ghost with it. Now they hold that thing and then believe it's like that, and then they try to use it. It's not going to work because they're using it wrongly, right? So you need to learn the actual foundation. But with the foundation, based on all these, your God can guide you to advance better, right? Like for example, like, oh, you know how to use the sword now, so when you're like doing stuff, your God suddenly tell you, okay, you can write this fati instead, and then this one, you know, like this, and it guide you to bring out more out of the foundation. And of course, later you learn from me again, and you can always bring it up, and I can check it for you to see, you know, if you can, if this is okay, or you can improve, or it's wrong, right? Like you always go back to the master to make sure, because your master know more than you. But when you're doing a case on your own, like for example, your wife at home is like facing ye crab, and you have to save her, and I'm not here, right? I'm like sleeping or something. Well, your God can also teach you what to do. And if the God is like talking to you directly, it's like you'll be okay. Like the stuff that you follow, you know, it, even though if I look at it and based on like the physical side or the basic rules, it's not right, right? Because the God teach you that, it will work too. Okay, so like, yeah, you try to write a fool, and if it look like just some scribble because like you don't know Chinese, right? It's fine. I mean, like I can look at it and tell you, oh, the grammar is wrong, the quote here is wrong, the loop is wrong, right? But it's fine. That fool will work too because the God say it will work, right? So the God will do the job for you. So that's the fun part about Taoist magic because it's so interactive. It's not always like got to be physically perfect, right? Like you don't know the full structure, the grammar, and everything. Your God just tell you, okay, scribble this on and like this, and just go. It will work. Even though like physically it's wrong, it still work because the God's just trying to get you something to get the job done, right? And later, well, you will get better, but it will still work like that because the God agreed. Tier number 4, Lima Echo India. Tier number 4, Lima Echo India. Uh-oh. Don't know where he is. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, I like the way that the Magic has 2 levels like that, so that if we don't get a stroke right in the foo or something like that, like when I'm doing my receipt, my McDonald's receipt foos, it might not be perfect, but I still follow as much as I can remember. I don't always remember the spell words to say while I'm doing it, but most of it is actually like I can do the Sam Ching kind of the Yuk Ching at the beginning, and then put Tai Ching into it, and then do the Shung Ching like the Hui Guang. I can do all that pretty quickly and secretly, and no one can see it. And I've got the gist of what you were doing when you got us to put the. I think you were teaching us when we do the stuff in the footer in the food arm. The way you draw the the fudgies in the air and kind of draw them into the pen, and then it's like then I drop it into when the pen touches the foo in the foodam, then they all drop into it. I got a feeling for that now. I think but maybe I'm not doing it right. But yeah, the fact that there's room for making mistakes, particularly with Samching magic, and that like the Samching gods will cover it for us as well if we do make a mistake here and there. I think that's really good for us newbies. Well, I'm not really a newbie, but I still am a newbie really in the scheme of things. TNet number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
The Fudam, that method is exclusive in our lineage. It was not something other people would even do. There's an other layer to that Fudam, which is like when you memorize all the symbols and know what they are and so on, right? Your pen or pen brush is on the paper, and you're constantly like, it's almost like you're vibrating, but you're actually drawing the word, and the pen doesn't really like, you don't really care about what the word looks like anymore. You're kind of like zoned out into an other space, and it feels like you're actually drawing, like as your pen vibrates, it's actually you're inputting all that stuff into that space, and when you're done you kind of like zoom out again and back to reality, and now the stuff is inside the Fudam. And then you kind of like do a few circles to make the thing look nicer. But yeah, so that is another level as you get better. But for people who are like just starting off, you don't know the Fudam symbols and all that yet. So it's better to like stretch it out and write it big in the air, make it clear, and then you put it in. So yeah, as you get better, it will change. You can also see it this way. If you talk about the Samching magic, like Fudam can be a place that tells the god when you do this job, okay, these are the details. These are what I really want you to do, like the details. Okay, so if the Fu on the surface say clean the kitchen, how? Right? How? So the Fudam would be like, okay, grab a mop, grab the bucket, fill that up with water, and then bring soap, and then bring this and that, and then do this like this. You know, that's what the Fudam is. Okay, so if you're like running out of idea, don't know what to write, right? There's another way is you just put the pen there at the Fudam and you're like drawing circles. At the same time, you gotta close your eyes and you go into the D6 and you make that visual. Like, I want this guy to crash his car. So you kind of close your eyes and you visualize the car being crashed and stuff like that. And then that's like the message, right? And then you put it in. That way, your Fudam contain that desired outcome. Okay, and that also works. Okay, that is another way of doing Fu, especially like you're doing those creative DIY Fu, right? Your Fudam can be like that. Let's try again. Tier number 4, Lima Echo India.
Vignette number 4, Lima Echo India. Yes, yeah, I kind of dozed off a little bit, but I heard about the Fudam, how other lineage or other Tao sect, they don't have this. It's only us that has it. Like, I feel like this was like having the Fudam makes things like sometimes like you set your intentions, like.
You got cut off.
Yeah, sometimes like I like how we can like jot our intention in the Fudam. Sometimes like when like you want something to happen, you kind of visualize everything and you put it in the D6 or or like into the Fudam, like elaborate like what you want. Like it feels like yeah, like you jotting a note for the guy to read, like what you want to happen and stuff like that, like your desire and stuff, like how you want it. I feel like that's a lot. I wonder, is this is like something our sect does, like other sect doesn't at all. Like they just kind of like copy off of a book, and yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. I think this is a good way to like also like sometime, like you know how we don't know a lot about Chinese and stuff, but having that food on where we set like sometimes we jot down stuff in there um for the guy to read. It helps a lot. Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Yeah. Well, other sects they have Fudam, but it's not like this. Well, there was an ex disciple who was the master of the Lokyam sect. Remember that guy? Um, I remember he was like Team Keen or something, right? So he came. He couldn't even make it in, but based on what I was like hearing from him as a master, he don't understand the Fudam he write. Like he know how to write. He know like, oh, I can copy from the book, but he don't really understand. So it's funny, you know. When I was learning from other sect, it was kind of blurry too. Like why are these symbols like that? And no one can explain it. It's like, yeah, you just copy it, you know. So it was always like a weird thing. But in our lineage, it's clearly defined that the purpose of a dam, right, is to contain like a compressed message, and that message is there at the end, meaning like this is the desired result, the outcome. Okay, so that's why it's there. So when the work is done, these things, right, are what I want, and that's why you stuff it all in. So for us, it is a very important part of our food, not because it's mysterious, but because like if you're missing the fudam, that is like the whole job is like hollow. Right? It's like, yeah, clean my house. And then like, what do you mean by clean your house? Like, what do I do? So some people come to your house and just maybe throw the garbage and they're like, yeah, I cleaned it. But no, our fudam is like, okay, come to my house and then vacuum and then mop and then wipe and then take out these things, throw out the room of garbage and then do this, do that, right? Like I have a whole list of jobs to do. It's all in the fudam, right? So you see, if you don't have a fudam, then it becomes like clean my house. Like, what do I do? So yeah, for us, the fudam is really important. And if you guys are like doing your own DIY food, you can like contain the fudam with a lot of important information. Like, for example, Bay is going on a trip and you write a food for her, right? How would you want her to be protected? Protected from what? Right? Oh, like immediately you thought of like, oh, maybe like people pickpocket, right? Or maybe you know, some bad guys might come up to her, whatever, right? So you have all the ideas first, and then you do the fudam. All that ideas goes in. Your God knows, okay, I'm going to like look out for these problems and protect her from that. And hey, that is important. But of course, right? Sometimes you can just tell people to go free run because it will be going weird. So there's like some default fudam that is set and they're like fail proof. Yeah, as long as you like copy from the book, okay, it will do like these default menu jobs and it's not going to fail. Okay. And then when you know more, you can go creative, right? So we have a basic, and that's the fudam you see on the book. Those are the basic fudam. Okay. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Sitting at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Well, Sajwan, I think that when you mentioned about the basics, I had this notion that you had like a photographic memory and you could have remembered everything, and it's just on the tip of your fingers. But now that I've understand more and I've absorbed more, I realized that you have a really strong foundation, like you said, but you also allow the God to show you what to do, and that makes so much more sense to me now, because it's kind of like you go to school, like you go to college to get a degree, and you're just getting a foundation. But when you reach the job, they're gonna retrain you anyway, and the job is that the code. You just have to have a foundation of how to be trained in this particular field, and it's not about absorbing and grabbing all the information. It's about slowly just letting it seep into you, because like I said, a lot of people have a perception that when they come in and they see all the stuff that they have to learn, it's like, oh crap, like how am I gonna gather up all this in one go, from the language to the hard spells to the sending the troops and the formations and doing the body movements with everything and the cleaning and the drink. It's all very overwhelming, but I think that they do grasp that this is just basic stuff that you just have to absorb in slowly. Like, it's not to be sucked in and then it go in one ear and it come to the next. No, it's just you just have to soak it up slowly and just know it. There's no memorization. Well, there would be some memorization, but really and truly, the person who would be utilizing the information, is the God. The God is going to be able to grab that information, the essence of it that's inside of you, and use it and be creative with it and give you back the instructions of what you need to do. So that explanation of how you said when you went to do the formation for Bersaja, I was like, oh, now it making sense. Because, like, if you have a template of doing the same thing over and over, how effective could it really be? Not really tapping into the true magic, like you said. Like, if you're walking down, if you're walking on the road and you see 3 leaves or 4 leaves, you could use anything to div. That is the whole point of learning magic, utilizing any and everything in your proximity and making it effective and powerful. So, thank you. Well, no, that fills my heart with joy to know that the conventional way of learning is not needed here. Back to you, Tinyat number 2, Charlie Hotel, playing golf.
Yeah, the yesterday, I was talking to my God about the next ACM. So I looked at the calendar and it was like, oh, it's the 15th. So we doing the same military exercise and all that, right? Turn out we have newbies coming in. So the guy was playing with me. The guy's like, I'll give you a challenge. I'm like, a challenge? So the guy is like, yeah, you can use 3 things, okay? You can only use 3 things. The spray bottle with the water inside. The water and spray bottle is one thing. And then you have the fan and you have a div cup. That's it. Okay? Now make it happen. Make it easy so that the newbie can do it too, and make it practical so that, like, if anyone like go on a trip or something, like you have a hotel or something and you need to use these tools, right? How would you do a ceremony like that? And then the God let me go pondering around for a while, and then it started to teach me some parts and inspire me about this and that. And I'm like, wow, okay. So there you go. Everything is not about like going back to whatever you learned before and then trying to memorize everything and then, okay, we're going to do it like, 20 times, 30 times. Everyone knows how to do it. No, it's not like that. Yeah, the fun part is it's always something new, like even for me. And it's not new, like it's more complicated. Sometimes it's new because they try to simplify it. And then they try to give me a challenge and say, okay, how now you know how to do the whole thing this way. It looks really fancy, really powerful. So how can you make it smaller? How can you make it more simple? How can you cut down more things and be more efficient? That's what they always ask me. Like they always give me these questions, and then I have to figure out a way to make it happen. It was crazy, but it was like, yeah, that's how I learned, right? It's so you think your Sazon is teaching you, but at the same time, every week I'm learning the whole week, and then I teach you what I learned. The number 2, Delta November Golf.
Yeah, number 2, Delta November Golf. So yeah, it's kind of like so being excited though. Everything is like compact, so everything is make easy for us to learn. So that's it's really good, right? It's not making like so much complicated like some other sect, or it's making like following their like a 5,000 or 500 years tradition, and everything's come to the always make it new and good, so everybody can learn very easy. So this is really exciting. Yeah, I think it's we still need to do a lot of chanting and all that, so get easing on the Samlo this language. But yeah, I think we can make it. We have to learn, and I believe we can do that. So yeah, back to you, Net Contra. Number 2, Delta November Golf.
Yeah, the chanting part is not hard. It just takes some time. What's hard is getting out of that robotic mindset and having the faith in the God. Because sometimes when the God teach stuff, like for example, if like thing at home suddenly have someone over there saying, "Oh, I'm seeing things," or "I'm being bothered by stuff," right? Like usually, let me tell you, like usually 90% of the time you go blank. Like, well, I learned a lot, but what do I do now? Right? A lot of the time it's like this. Like you suddenly just blank out and don't know what to do. That's very normal, right? And when that happened, your God kicked in. Your God is like going to teach you like what to do, and you have to listen and try and be brave, right? And then you see the result. People saying like, "Oh, I'm okay now," after that work. Ah, every moment of that is like you can't even buy it with money. Right? You got lots of money, you can't buy it. It's God teaching, and that is something you learn and can use again and again because the God taught you that. Right? It's so powerful. So if you have the faith in the God and you're not robotic, these gems will come, and you will see. It will be very magical, and these are the priceless gems. You can't even buy it anywhere. So yeah. Chant more, get the essence into you, and eventually you'll be there. It is now 5:36 p.m. We'll end the net right here. 73 to all, and we'll see you back online or on the net tonight. This is Team Yet number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Is clear.
Team number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
Team number 4, Lima Echo India, clear.